a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The bits.
We are the germs. We are the crystal gems.
We're the germs. Ugh. How do we start this podcast? How do we do that? Do you remember?
You're listening to That's a Sitch. Wait, no. You're listening to The Bits, hosted by your favorite jam buds, Charlie. Fuck, I did it again.
You need to stop confusing me as well as the listeners. They won't know what our names are.
You're listening to hi, this is The Bits, hosted by your favorite jam buds, Robert.
And Charlie.
That isn't exactly our intro, but I was feverishly high last night and I woke up like 20 minutes before recording. Professional podcaster.
Robert for sure is the most professional of podcasters. I guarantee it.
One of the things I'm gonna like about this apartment, there's like a little area under the stairs and I'm like, oh my god, that'd be perfect for a little recording studio.
You're gonna record there?
Yes.
Like a certain other boy who like lived under the stairs. Oh no.
Like Harry Potter, and I'm gonna put my name in the goblet of fire, and hopefully someone will say that to me gently, or ask that of me gently.
Gently.
Please,
Wait, that's
be gentle.
That's so much funnier though of a adverb to use. Gently. All right. What are we talking about, Robert? We're recording.
You know,
I'm not mentally here.
It's really funny that we're recording today's episode, which is episode one.
Episode one. We're restarting the show.
We're looking at House Guests, which is season 1, episode 27. It premiered October 2nd, 2014. It's really funny that we're recording this one because we don't have a guest for this episode.
I feel like we should have just tried to get somebody as a guest last minute and been like, hey, you want to just jump in? Cool. You're our house guest.
Yeah, you want to invade our podcast? Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
Has the postman brought us any post?
Oh, let me check. I don't think I got any posts recently.
This is your bit, Charlie. Why aren't you checking the mail?
It is my bit. Listen, sometimes I just forget to go through emails in general because like I get a lot of spam emails, and then the bits also still gets emails from Zitter. So like I don't know what to do with that. I think I've gone over all of our recent things. We've been getting some responses on the Q&As though, like on Spotify. Hey, this is your reminder. If you have Spotify and you listen to this podcast through that, go answer the question.
Answer the question. Sometimes I leave a poll because sometimes we have two different questions that are really funny, and I am gay.
You're gay? Holy shit. Holy shit. This is Robert's coming out.
Robert's coming out, boys. All right, so if there's no postman to bring the post and there's no new crystal gem, I guess it's time to just start flip-flopping around the episode.
Is Greg not our new crystal gem for the episode? Like,
I mean, technically.
he's kind of our new crystal gem, but like not
our next crystal germ.
I feel like we need to start calling our guests our house guests though, right?
That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be cute. Yeah. This is a cute episode, but also, why is this not the beginning of season 2? I'm still mad about it.
Because season 1 had to be 52 episodes long. Listen, I gotta prefer this because cartoons now, 10 years later, season 1 is like 6 episodes long.
Yeah. I don't know if I feel like 26 is like the hot spot though for for like a show season length.
26 22-minute episodes or 52 10-minute episodes.
No. No, just 26 episodes. Don't even care about the length. Just 26 episodes. 26 5-minute episodes.
Jesus Christ. All right. So the episode starts up with Pearl fixing Greg's van, and Greg is like, you know what, you know what can fix this van? The power of good old fashioned duct tape.
Because he has duct taped his broken leg with like a ruler to like, I guess, what's the word? Like he's trying to make sure that the bones are aligned. That's it. He's aligning his bones with a ruler. This is perfect medical procedure.
Greg runs a barely functioning washing car place. I don't think he has health insurance.
I was gonna say I assume he just can't go to a fucking hospital. Um,
Is there a hospital in Michigan? Oh yeah, there is, because that's where Connie's mom works.
well, I was gonna say we technically haven't had the episode where Connie's parents meet Greg yet, but like that would have been great if we just been like, "Hey Connie, your mom's a doctor, right?"
Doctor Who.
Can Dr. Mahesh Warren. Why couldn't she just provide a service right here because he has no health insurance?
Because they haven't met yet, and I don't think they like Greg even after they meet.
Exactly.
So Steven's like, "Hey, Dad, why don't you stay with us for a bit?" And the Crystal Gems fucking hate that. So Amethyst is like, "Hey, dude, you have healing spit. Heal your dad."
The fact that even Amethyst doesn't want Greg to stay. Come on. So spoilers for everything that happens in the set, but like obviously this does work because it's got the little diamondy diamond like ooh magic things are happening as he does the spit thing to Greg's leg. There's no good way to describe that happening, but literally diamond sparkles for magic. It worked, and Greg's just like, nope, it's totally still broken. I still have to move in with my son.
Listen, we find out later that he's faking it, but he's doing it because he doesn't spend enough time with Steven. Steven is saving the world all the time, and Greg just wants to have some time with his son.
Greg is one of my favorite characters. I will admit he has like flaws,
Flaws.
as all good characters do.
That's like the great thing about characters. Perfect characters don't exist, and if you try and make them perfect, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, they're moving in together. They're gonna have fun.
We get this banger song that I forgot about, "Dear Old Dad."
That's why I was like, Robert, are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a dead dad. I forgot about that. Hey, shout out to my grandpa who also died just yesterday from the day we're recording. So, double the paternal figures are dead. Shout out to the time that Charlie told me that their papa had died, and I didn't know that papa was like a terminology for grandpa, and I was like, you are really kind of nonchalant about your dad dying. That should be the question. Do you know what the word papa means? Does papa mean grandfather or does papa mean father? You're up to you. That's the question.
It's also funny because I don't even pronounce it the right way. Like I spell it like pawpaw, but I pronounce it like puppa.
Like
Like pup.
like Peppa Pig.
No, like pup, like a puppy.
I have a cat.
That is not the sound an A makes. I make a U sound.
There's a cat that is stroking up next to my legs and purring. I think she wants food. I'll feed her after we record.
I was gonna say you gotta feed the cat.
Yeah,
you gotta feed the cat. Anyway, familial trauma aside,
Garnet.
hey, look, here's Steven's familial trauma.
Yeah, woo! Where is just them singing? Steven and Greg are like remembering all the time they spent together in the past.
And they're making like fun stuff together. They're making food, they're watching stuff, they're singing songs. They literally play the song in the show.
Charlie, what's that word again?
What?
The word when the song is actually existing in the universe?
Diegetic.
There you go. We did it.
Yeah. I keep forgetting which is which. If it's diegetic or non-diegetic. I think it's when it's actually happening in the universe and not just like, over whatever is happening. It's diegetic. So, yeah.
It's like it's not diegetic for Phil Collins to be singing about like Tarzan's experience, but it is diegetic because Greg and Steven are singing the song in the universe in the real time.
Yeah. Yay. They had fun. Also, I guess they made paper airplanes with Amethyst.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, remind me what the fuck this geode is? Remind me what the fuck this geode is?
Unclear. Where is it? Does the Geode have a
It does. It has a
page?
Wikipedia
Let's see if the
article.
Geode.
Yeah, or a wiki
It's
page.
got its own page.
Yeah. So garlic,
Garlic.
garlic, pearl onions, and what's a way to foodify amethyst? Anise.
Uh, a mayonnaise. I don't know.
A mayonnaise. So yeah, garlic, pearl onions, and a mayonnaise all find out that the geode is cracked and they have to leave immediately, including Steven.
I'm
Um,
sorry, you have to talk about that like terrible Pearl animation moment when she comes in. She's like, "Oh, I just fixed up the van," and
oh,
like
and her
she
fucking neck
cleans the.
stretches.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this is probably the most bird mom has looked in the show so far, where her fucking neck like stretches up
Yes,
like she she doesn't move the towel to under her neck. She moves her neck like a foot above the towel and then cleans under.
it's the most Bird Mom we ever see her. I think this is the end of the Bird Mom animation though. I want to say this is where she looks like a normal person from now on.
Gone are bird mom. Well, technically, we get more bird mom animation in the Uncle Grandpa crossover because there are
That
moments where she like
doesn't
freaks out.
count.
That counts. Don't worry,
Uncle
Steven.
Grandpa is not canon. It doesn't count.
Don't worry, Steven. This none of this is canon.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, they gotta go fix the geode, which literally the Steven wiki is just like, is this a corrupted gem? Is this a gem weapon? Unclear. We don't know.
We gotta fix this geo that no one knew about, but for some reason it's really fucking important to fix. Ah. So
That's like
Greg,
half of the gem things, isn't it?
honestly, Greg is starting to pull the whole like, oh, woe is me. I'll be all alone with my broken leg. Don't worry, I can crawl because my arms aren't broken.
Bro, this is like literally manipulation.
Greg's in his gaslight gatekeep girl boss moment.
I mean, this entire episode is like Greg being a gaslight gatekeep girl boss, isn't it? So they give him the warp whistle, which terrible plan, guys. Why did you do this? But yeah, if he needs help, he can just like do 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 do, and they can come running whenever they want. So we get like 2 steps into the geode when warp whistle goes off. Steven got to go back. Then what happens? Like Greg loses the remote. No, wait, no.
The
First,
first time was to be like, oh, I just wanted to make sure it worked. The second
yeah,
time was where's the remote. The third time was Greg like was like asleep in front of the TV. He had called the gems to be like, oh, Steven, you missed this really funny commercial.
Greg, you saw what the missions were like. You know what is going on. Why are you being like this right now?
Well, part of it is because he wants to like have constant attention from his son, and I think the other part might be that he knows how dangerous these quests are, so he might be like, okay, wait a moment. I bet Steven's about to die.
Yeah, if I saw Greg's like, side of it to be like, okay, I'm trying to keep Stephen out of trouble. I want to if if I knew that that was absolutely what was going on, yeah, I could buy that. I don't know. Just like Greg, excuse you. Why are you being too silly? You're being a little too silly right now. It's like me when my 3-year-olds come in and I'm just like, okay, this one's a little bit too silly right now. Do you need to like sit down for a minute, breathe?
That's
Yeah.
you went a little bit like like midwestern for a second with your voice.
Listen, I get very silly voice when I talk to my 3-year-olds. Okay, don't worry about me. So Steven has to try to fix the geode, but because his powers quote unquote didn't work when he tried to heal Greg, he no longer has confidence in himself or his powers, so he cannot heal the geode.
Which sucks. I think is this really the first time we're getting a hint that like yeah, Steven's powers are tied to his emotions, but this is the first time we're like, hey, Steven thinks he can't heal, so he actually can't.
Yeah, this is the first like he has to believe in himself and his powers and all of that.
Charlie, do you remember the amazing theatrical masterpiece released by Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 2?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember when Peter's powers shut down because he was like too in love
Yep, exactly what's happening to Steven right now. He's just like too in love, I guess,
with his dad?
with hanging out with his dad, not doing gem stuff, just being a kid.
Man, when Stag comes around, we're gonna have so many. We're gonna remember this.
Dear old dad.
Yeah, so the Geode is like beginning to become something, do something. We're still not exactly sure.
It's
And
making like storms and shit. Don't worry
yeah,
about it. But the gems come back because they're like, well, we don't know what to do at the moment. We have to regroup.
yeah,
Uh,
and the warp whistle coincidentally did call them, and so this is when they go, and Steven's like, "Oh my god, Dad, what's up?" And Greg is like, yeah, "Hey, there was this really funny commercial you missed."
yeah. And then Stephen also then explains why like this he's stressed about his powers. Literally to Greg. He's like, my powers aren't working. I can't help the gems with the geode and everything. Hey, guess what? Greg's fine.
Yeah, Greg's fine. Steven leaves to go get donuts, and then he comes back because he didn't know what Greg wanted, and Greg's like just standing in front of the fridge.
Greg is like dancing, like actively dancing with both of his legs. So Steven get mad. Um Sometimes Greg does some things. It's fine. But then what is he gonna do? He's gonna go and fix it because he feels bad that he messed up with his son's brain. And so he goes and uses the warp whistle and warps over to the geode with like some tools to try to go fix it. What's he gonna do? What do you think he can do?
He's got to get that good old duct tape.
Because Steven tries one more time to see if his powers will work. And still don't work. But guess what? Duct tape! The real winner!
Have you seen that photo that's like, when should you use duct tape versus WD 40? Duct tape, is it moving? Yes. Should it be? No. Duct tape. WD 40, is it moving? No. Should it be? Yes. Use WD 40. And then it's just Simba using WD 40 on his dad.
Wait, are you saying that that's what we should have been using on Greg? Is
Yeah.
WD-40 instead
WD
of
40.
duct tape?
Yeah. I mean, listen, that one's funny because Mufasa died. Greg doesn't die.
No, not as far as the canon of Steven Universe. He does not.
I mean, he dies eventually. Maybe kind of. Who knows? Maybe fusing with his son gave him nigh immortality.
Maybe, maybe Steven turns him pink.
Oh God, that just feels like. Oh man, I can't wait till we get to that episode. And I guess it's just gonna be fucking weird, dude.
Zombie.
Zombie.
It's fine.
Um. So yeah, they fix.
We fixed it. It's all good. We fixed the geode. Greg saved the day by saying I'm sorry because hey, guess what? If you're an adult who has a child, you should like say you're sorry once in a while. Like apologize to your kids. It's a good thing to do.
Mm. Also, later that day, Greg is like, "Oh my God, you fixed my van!" And Pearl is listing off all the things that she fixed, and she's like, you know, I fixed all this stuff. Try not to go into second year too much, and you'll be fine."
And then he gives her a giant hug and she's so uncomfortable when she hides behind Garnet. I can't wait for them to be friends. Like I feel like that's the greatest like relationship arc of the show
Mm.
is Greg and Pearl actually and how they became like enemies to besties.
We're not gonna get that enemies to besties until next season,
True. True.
where we'll have, I think, my favorite song of the show.
I was going to say one of the best episodes of the show as well.
Yeah, yeah. Also that.
Like the one that is like actually a musical episode
I was fine
with
with
the
a
men.
man who would come into her life now and again. Over her, who'd she choose?
Robert,
What's up?
we can't sing a whole song.
After all these years, I never thought I would lose It's over, isn't it?
Okay, so
Isn't it?
um
I'm also still
uh
sick, so I'm not singing 100%, but let's go.
yeah, the episode it ends, but Greg's van is all fixed. Greg's leg is all fixed. Um the parental relationship is all fixed. Everything is good, everything is fine. Duct tape can fix anything. There is no trauma to be had here.
There's no trauma in Ba Sing Se, and also according, I guess, to the creators of the Avatar live action show, there will not be a there's no war in Ba Sing Se if they get to season 2. I don't
I
know
thought
who
that
has
was a meme.
watched.
I thought that was fake.
Nope, they're
I
doing that.
thought
Or that's something at least they
okay,
said. I'm pretty sure the backlash is gonna like. There are so many things wrong with this show. I can't wait until Cabbages covers it.
okay. I remember hearing that like specific thing was actually a joke because people were taking the whole meme too far about all the things they weren't doing.
You would. The episode ends with Stephen laying in his bed shouting goodnight to his dad, and his dad says goodnight from the van. And the episode closes on two heart shaped irises over Stephen and Greg.
Yay!
By the way, I
He
mean,
went back home to his van, but anyway, Greg and Steven, we love, we stand.
hey, Charlie, guess what?
Hey Robert!
It's time for Crystal
Crystal
Temple
Temple
Trivia.
trivia.
Woo woo woo!
We'll see if we can do that in sync if that worked.
There's this wonderful thing called editing, Charlie. I can edit them to be in sync.
Whoa! Never knew that.
Whoa!
Why is this in the trivia? But I guess it is. This episode aired at 10:45 p.m. UTC instead of its usual 10:30 p.m. UTC slot, and is a permanent change to the lineup. The change was made so as to fit Clarence back into the Thursday night lineup following a routine break from episodes. Why does this matter to me?
It doesn't, but that's it's in the trivia. Greg's reasoning behind his lies was that he wanted to live with his son again, indicating that he had lived with Stephen before. This is confirmed in the short "We Are the Crystal Gems."
Stephen has a photo of Connie in his room on top of the bed shelf.
It's giving it's giving Percy having that photo of Annabeth in his notebook in Sea of Monsters.
It's like they're friends, but also like
They're gay.
they're yes, they're gay. At the end of the episode, when Steven is in bed, you can see the cover of a volume of Sailor Moon depicting main character Usagi Tsukino. Ayo.
I'm glad you took that because I'm not that big a Sailor Moon fan. The warp whistle
Wow,
strongly
you're canceled.
the warp whistle strongly references the whistle of the same name in Super Mario Bros. 3.
A Nintendo GameCube can be seen on Steven's floor when Greg is watching TV.
The bacon that Stephen cooks for breakfast is a reference to the bacon scene in the Studio Ghibli film Howl's Moving Castle. The reference sheet for the bacon's name is as Howl's Moving Castle Bacon, which I did
That makes
notice.
sense.
That's some good bacon.
I still have not seen that movie, but everybody shares the gif of like the bacon, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? That makes sense. I get it. Sometimes cartoon food just looks like peak. Continuity. Greg's broken leg and his van being destroyed are due to the events that unfolded in Ocean Gem.
Stephen made a similar breakfast to the one he did in the Together Breakfast.
Although it was just like waffles with whipped cream.
Mm.
Where was the popcorn? Where were the strawberries?
Ooh, I want some popcorn.
Go get some.
Fuck yeah.
There is a kazoo in the bedside table in Steven's room, similar to those featured in So Many Birthdays.
The Geode made an appearance again in Warp Tour. When the gems trick the warps, Pearl comments on the Geode and says that the Geode is still holding nicely.
I want to know if like someday, eventually, when Steven's powers work again, he'll just like actually fix it. Like I trust duct tape. I just like worry.
Duct tape can last a really fucking long time. Like I don't know about you, I've seen things that have held duct tape. Duct tape has held together for like 10 years.
Okay.
And then as usual, long list of errors. We don't care.
We do not care about the clipboard disappearing. These are very important things. No, not really.
No, not really. All right.
All right. Who are you giving your pearl point to? Pearl.
My Poil point to.
Pearl.
My Pearl. I'm gonna give my Pearl point to the funny commercial that Greg wanted to show Steven. We didn't get to see it, but it sounded hilarious.
Wow. I'm obviously giving my Pearl point to that duct tape. Like, the duct tape held together this episode very well.
Literally. That's great. And then the question, what would the question be, Charlie?
Oh dear God.
Have you ever fixed something with duct tape?
Have you ever had parental trauma?
Oh God. Oh no.
Have you ever had your dad gaslight you?
Yes, I have. But don't speak ill of the dead, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you use for this episode? Can duct tape actually fix anything?
Oh, that's a good one. Can duct tape fix anything? The answer is depending if you know how to use it.
I'm still waiting for duct tape to fix my parental trauma, so...
It can't. I'm sorry.
So then it can't fix anything.
Oof. Well, on that incredibly happy note, Charlie.
Robert.
If every podcast were perfect,
we wouldn't have the bits.
That was good acting. Bye.
Bye. You can follow this podcast socials at The Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond line through thebitssupod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, and I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme page on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Damn is spelled D-A-M. If you want to hear more from me, check out one of my many podcasts. I have a Once Upon a Time podcast called Entering Storybrooke, a Kim Possible podcast called That's a Sitch, and an Oseman Verse podcast called the Truum Grammar Book Club.
The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of the Avatar The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy.
Coffee, tea, honor, cabbage. Long ago, the four elements lived in harmony. Then, shit went totally cray when the Avatar attacked. Only the Cabbage Man, merchant of fine cruciferous vegetables, could stand against his trolling. But when the world needed some dank veg, he vanished. 10 years have passed, and my partner and I have started a new podcast.
My Cabbages! An Avatar podcast.
A weekly show about Avatar The Last Airbender. Whether it's Sokka's new line of cologne...
Hey, look at you, sitting there on a seal. Well, now look back at me. I'm on an even bigger seal. Now look away.
D&D related antics.
You have to make an acrobatics check for that, and Aang just unzips his pants and whips out his D20s. He's just like, I got this.
Or randomly breaking into song.
Go bending waterfall.
We'll stumble our way through the greatest show ever made, one episode at a time.
You can reach us at CabbageCast, which is our Twitter, or
subscribe wherever you catch pod.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Dave X Media.